Sorry, pal. We're out of gas and your engine is boiling. Let's see if we can fix you up here. We'll be back on the road in no time. Stranded in the middle of nowhere. Does it ever rain here anyway? No way. A hidden replacement key. That was too easy. As if it wanted to be found. This loot box contains only some rusty pliers. It fits. That was almost too easy. It's pitch black. I can't even see my own hands. There's something funny about that picture. Oops! A hidden switch. This must be the main fuse. Extra large, no refill. This is the end of nowhere. I wonder if these postcards would ever reach their destination. This one shows a map of the area. I take it with me. Quite off the beaten track. Electrical cables. Zip. Cold as ice. Exactly what I need. There you go. Have some Kool-Aid. Now they are working again. Drink up. You must be dying of thirst. Done. Finally, we can make off again. Oh, come on. Start already. It's that darn oil pump again. Looks like we'll be stuck here for a while.
sure this is the right place? When's the next bus back to the city? Beverly, I have arrived. I feel spewed out into the most barren, dark void of Europe. All things considered, this could most likely be the best vacation ever. Feeling chilled out already. Arrived at destination after a short walk. Truberbrook, a tranquil little town. Seems a bit run down. I must say, Beverly, I absolutely fell in love with this town already. Evening.
Hey. Nobody there, huh?
Doesn't seem so. Hello? I'm not going to give up.
Good afternoon. How can I help you, darling?
There's a room reserved for me. You know, the lottery? I want to stay over here.
You won? How can you win a stay in Truberbrook?
Well, actually, I don't really remember taking part in any lottery myself. Yet I received this winning notification.
What was the name again?
Hans Tannhauser. T-A-N?
Tannhauser, 11hauser. Oh, Dr. Hans Tannhauser. Oh yes, here we have it.
Say, is it a quiet room?
Seeking some peace and quiet,
Well, I'm working on a text and I could really use some serenity.
Text? Are you a kind of writer or something?
In a broader sense, yes. Right now, I'm writing a paper on quantum physics.
I've heard worse. You arrived just in time for the big anniversary celebration. Truberbrook is a bit noisier than usual around these days. But apart from that, I'd say you have nothing to worry about in terms of disturbance. Here's your key, Dr. Tannhauser. My name is Trude, by the way.
If you don't mind, where are all the other guests?
Let's put it this way. The season in Truberbrook is already over.
I get the impression the season has been over for some time.
Please, you've got to help me.
Did that guy just disappear with my paper? Something unusual happened. There was an uninvited guest in my room tonight. Now that he's escaped, I'm going to chase him down. Where did he go? Darkest night. In the pale starlight, this village appears to be composed of jagged silhouettes and loneliness.
Hey there. Taking a little night stroll?
Someone was in my room.
You only just got here and you already have secret admirers?
No, it was a burglar, I think.
Well, I haven't seen anyone sneaking around here, but if I were you, I would probably follow these somewhat extremely obvious footprints.
You've got a point there. Please excuse me. This situation is growing aggravating. I followed the person who stole my notes into a kind of dead-end street. And now he's vanished. Picture me standing here at the edge of the world, stripped of my writings.
I wonder who on earth would steal a paper on quantum physics. Do you like ghost stories? It is said that a Proto-Germanic cult used to live up here in the mountains. They prayed to the spirits of the forests. I know it's a long shot, but maybe this visitor of yours is one of those spirits?
Evil spirits?
Nonsense, I was just trying to mess with you. What was your name again? Tenhauser? Name's Gretchen. I'm an anthropologist. In fact, those old Proto-Germanic ritual grounds just so happen to be my special subject. One of them is supposedly somewhere around here, though I haven't been able to find it yet.
Gretchen, well met. Now that's all well and good, but what am I going to do without my notes?
You know what? I'm going to help you track down that burglar. It looks like he escaped with one of the old gondolas. I bet he's hiding somewhere in the mountains, which, incidentally, is also where I was heading. Come on, you're a scientist. You're coming with me now and you're going to help me find this ritual site. Who knows, maybe you'll even find your evil spirit there. The one with an interest in quantum whatchamacallits. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. So what do you say? You with me? Ha! I knew you had the spirit of adventure in you. Are you ready to go? I'm ready to go. The early bird catches the worm and all that. We have to find a way up the mountain. It would be easiest if we used a cable car. I reckon that's also what our friend thought.
The cable car doesn't exactly appear to be in pristine condition. What do you think?
Don't worry, I'm sure I can fix this. I can't fix this. The master key is missing and a weasel damaged the electric mains.
Maybe it was the burglar who did this.
The plan. I'll hold the position and try my best. Why don't you take a look around town? We need the master key for the cable car. Also, we need to override the broken mains. Think you can remember that?
I'll try to remember.
Let's go. This is going to be fun.
You can see all over the valley. From this distance, I can only imagine what's on the other shore. The platform further uptown presents a wonderful view of the valley. Leaning on this rusty rail, nose to the wind, I can let my gaze wander freely to the other shore and across the mountains. Hi.
Hey.
I wonder what interest the burglar has in my paper.
Presumably not the brightest candle on the cake. Who else would steal a paper on quantum physics?
So, how long have you been here?
The day before yesterday. Feels much longer though. And just saying, the public transportation around here, Germany is a mess.
But then how did you get here?
Individual travel. By motorcycle, of course.
Why Truberbrook of all places? It's hard to find, even on a map. But I'm not from these parts after all.
I've been trying to pinpoint the exact location of those ritual grounds for a while now. And when I finally found them, I immediately took off. The people around here are nice, but also a little weird, don't you think?
Now that you mention it,
Tell me about yourself.
what would you like to know?
So you're from the States, huh?
The United States of America.
Where from exactly?
Woodinville, Washington.
Never heard of it. Any bigger cities nearby that I might know?
Seattle, the rainy jewel of the Northwest. Heard of it?
Oh yes, I know the place. I was passing through some time ago.
You've been to the States?
Yes, once. That was a few years back though. Actually, I had come to New York to attend a conference. But then I got acquainted with some folks there and stayed a while longer.
A while longer. In New York City?
Not the whole time, no. Took a little road trip. First off to the New England states. Boston, Waterville, all the way up to Moosehead Lake, Mount Katahdin and so on. Then Canada and the Midwest. Montreal, Toronto, Detroit, Chicago. On and on. Then Washington State. Sort of got stuck there. Oregon, down to San Francisco. Ah, those were the days.
Wow. You must have passed through Seattle on the way then.
Yes, maybe. And that's where you study?
No, I studied on the East Coast. The Cornell, Ithaca, under Dr. Schrodinger. Have you heard of him?
Ah, of course. Now I understand why you're on exchange in Germany.
Exchange? No, it's more of a coincidence. I won the trip.
You won?
Don't ask me. I've never taken part in any lottery.
Interesting. Uh-huh. So.
Hi.
Hey.
About the cable car. And you really want to go up there?
Why, are you afraid? Whatever we find over there could be of great importance to the Institute of Anthropology. Come on already! And that cable car looks sturdy enough, doesn't it?
Gretchen, what was it that you do for a living again?
I'm an anthropologist. I am conducting research on an ancient Proto-Germanic culture that is believed to have settled right here in this area. That was some 2,000 years ago, though.
What kind of a cult is it you're looking for precisely?
A Proto-Germanic cult here in the mountains. Proto-Germanic meaning before the Germans. Anyway, this place is supposed to have been a holy site to those Proto-Germans, where they made contact with their gods. Exciting, huh?
About this cult, were they dangerous?
Tannhauser, they're all dead by now. The thing about spirits? That was a joke, okay?
Okay. We might as well have a cup of coffee before we leave.
Tannhauser, I can't help the feeling you're not 100% behind our mission. It's very important for my research to reach the top of this mountain. Maybe we'll find your notes up there as well.
Notes? It is a timeless masterpiece. Okay, I'll try to come up with something.
Anything else I can help you with?
No thanks. That'll be all for now. Well then, bye.
Bye. See you soon.
I met a woman named Gretchen in Truberbrook. She is a fellow scientist. Gretchen studied anthropology in Vienna.
Could you please focus on the task at hand?
The local gondola lift's hauling cables seem to be intact, although there aren't any gondolas or mining carts attached to it. A smell of oil and soil lingers in the air. It's a well-known fact that weasels have a dangerously loving affection towards all sorts of cables. The present case suggests a rather impressive specimen, judging by the thickness of the cable. Last resort, self-termination. Time waits for no man, not even in Truberbrook. I discovered a modern telecommunication system further uptown. This might be important to anybody wondering if the world is still turning at the end of the line. I noticed a figure on one of the rocks, a hexagon. I can only speculate on its purpose. Beverly, I discovered the local movie theater, Mobius Palace. The favorite genres around here appear to be Western and noir. As you well know, Beverly, I am a man tempered by a sober lifestyle. However, I keep dwelling on the fact that a sheer infinite amount of states of matter can lie between expectation and reality. My accommodation, the guest house Vadest Lust, looks slightly more luxurious in the notification. Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
I've been wondering about that cable car.
I don't want to think about the old cable car. This wobbling table is simply unbearable. It's driving me crazy.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
This establishment you call your own has quite the charm.
A family business for more than 75 years. Actually, I took over the guest house together with my brother. But now it's just me and my little daughter.
Your daughter really likes watching TV, huh?
You see, the kid is always in front of the box. She's got her mind set on extraterrestrials and alien worlds. Nonsense, don't you think?
Being the only guest, I was wondering, how's the season going so far?
Season? We haven't had one in ages.
So what happened to your brother?
The only interest that scoundrel had was in his bottles. In the end, that good-for-nothing took a half too much of his Bolzenschuss and just made off. Anything else I can do for you?
Trude, would you pour me one of your Pilsner beers, please?
Just a second, Professor. Here, a coaster. There you go. Cheers.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
Can you tell me something about the old cable car?
The cable car leads up to the old mine. It used to belong to the Baron von Sülz. Then this company from overseas forced him to sell it.
Who exactly is this Baron von Sülz?
Baron von Sülz used to run the mine, a philanthropist and patron of the arts. His wife was a flamboyant Baroness von Sülz. You must have heard of her. Anyway, when the company took over the mine, the Baroness dropped him as well and left the Baron behind. A broken man. Now his cat is his only remaining pleasure.
What were they mining for? Do you know?
An old silver mine. So nothing a quantum physicist would be interested in. It's been a few years, back in the days, when there was enough work for everyone. Then this company took over the mine, only to shut it down immediately.
So why did they shut down the mine?
There is talk and rumors all over the town. Allegedly, people started disappearing without a trace. Tourists, poor laborers without families, the odd stranger. Some folks were also talking about toxic residues in the air and the water. But nobody knows anything with certainty. If you ask me, I'm just glad the whole affair has come to an end. All those rumors have kept spa guests away for years, as you can see for yourself.
What about this mysterious company you were talking of?
They are called Millennium Cooperative or something like that. A very dubious corporation. They have connections to the top, if you know what I mean. Way up to the highest circles of power.
What became of the people working the mine?
More and more outsiders came to town. Nobody knows what they were actually doing in the mines. Some went missing, some went crazy. Who can tell? At one point, they even bought the old sanitarium in order to provide housing for their workers. That was before the mine shut down, of course.
Would you wrap up the whole story in detail for me again?
The cable car leads up to the old mine. It used to belong to the Baron von Sülz. Then this company from overseas forced him to sell it. They are called Millennium Cooperative or something like that. A very dubious corporation.
I've heard enough. Thank you.
Anything else I can do for you?
I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at home, Mr. Tenhauser. By the way, the buffet is open. Please help yourself.
Please don't stand there.
Excuse me. Didn't mean to. What's that you're watching?
Never seen a TV before?
Coming up next, a new episode of Rocket Ship Andromeda.
Have you been living under a rock? With a TV set you can take journeys to other worlds. Now that I think of it, I have never seen you here before. Are you from another world as well?
You bet I am. My name is Hans. I just arrived from Berlin.
Hey Hans, I'm Leni. My mom owns the place.
70,000 light years from home, the rocket ship has stranded in star system Omega 3.
Is Berlin also in star system Omega 3?
Close. Omega 4. That's right next to it.
So you know the place.
You bet I do.
Star Cybernetation Commander Aurora is searching for a way back home.
And what do you do for a living? Are you a famous cybernetician too?
I'm a quantum physicist.
Quantum what? Anyways, I'm going to be a star cybernetician.
Only Commander Aurora can disintegrate the even Rulans into thin air with her space beams.
So, do you Bellinellians have any special powers? Can you make things disappear?
If you're referring to my bank deposit.
You're saying a lot of silly things.
Stay tuned, folks. We will be right back after a few consumer-oriented product endorsements.
My uncle knew how to make things disappear as well. I also know where, but I mustn't tell anyone on Earth.
Your uncle was a wizard?
Wizards? They aren't even real.
So, what do I have to do to make you tell me?
There's only one thing I can think of. Can you prove you're not an Earthling?
I'll think of something. Look, this is the star log I'm using to stay in contact with my home planet. Just met human child Lenny. keeper of a cosmic secret.
Awesome. Is this a Starlock for real? May I please?
My pleasure.
This is Leni of Planet Earth speaking. My uncle had a secret stash hidden under a loose plank in room 3.
Room 3? That happens to be my room.
Room 3 used to be where my uncle Heinz lived.
And where is your uncle now?
My mom says he is now living on planet No Good.
This can must have fallen off the table. Note to self, the buffet in this guest house is an obvious case for the public health department. I don't want to take this with me. If anywhere, it belongs in the trash. But I love cheese skewers. They serve traditionally hearty local meals in this place. Apparently, a few maggots found themselves a lovely home in there. I'll save you, my little friend. Huh. There really is a hidden stash below. Loads of useless junk, and an almost empty bottle of schnapps. I'll only take the schnapps. Bolts and shoes. There's something lying on the floor. It's a massage rod. Somebody must have misplaced it. Maybe somebody hid their money in there. Supplemental. I'm afraid the condition of my room is far below expected. Fresh air is still the preferable way to dry your laundry. Just a hanger. Now look at all these fishing rods. Quite the collection.
You can borrow one if you like, but only in exchange for a pawn. They have a tendency to get lost otherwise.
Pawn? You mean deposit?
Oh, thanks. For me?
Does this device suffice as a deposit in exchange for the fishing rod?
Yes. Feel free to leave it here.
Yes, that sounds like a good deal.
Just be sure to bring it back, will you?
What's this? The table stopped wobbling? Oh, thank you so very much. I was hardly able to focus on anything else but this cursed wobblery.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
You've got yourself a nice spot here.
The name is Baron Otto Titan von Truberbrook Sulz.
Tannhauser, pleased to meet you.
Please, come over. Don't waste the opportunity to put up with the company of a lonely, broken old man.
Are you from around these parts?
You may very well say so. I put all my life's work into the well-being and prosperity of Truberbrook. I once was the owner of both, the mines and the cable car. That's all history now.
Do you have any friends or family?
My spouse left me for good, and my beloved Truberbrook is slowly going down the drain. Only Claus remained loyal to me all these years. Alas, now even he has disappeared.
Who is Claus?
Claus is my tomcat, an angel of an animal. He was the only one to always remain by my side. But now, he's vanished, without a trace. Everything in this world is going down the drain. Mark my words.
Was Claus abducted?
I don't know. Claus was always faithful and stood by my side. Then he just disappeared without a trace. You can't rely on anything in this world anymore. Let me tell you. It's just awful.
What kind of a strange place is this?
Well, you should know. This used to be one of the most beautiful spots on the face of the planet. The fair and the fortunate came here for treatment. Travelers and tourists of all fashion. Citizens that weren't occupied in the tourism business found work in the mines. But it's all over now.
Do you still have the key to the old cable car, by any chance?
Please excuse me, but I need to be on my own now. I need some rest to mourn for Claus.
Could you tell me something about the cable car in this town?
Don't bring up the old cable car. I don't even want to think about it.
So what's with the cable car?
I used to own the cable car. In fact, the whole mine. Everything was taken away from me. Those maniacs destroyed everything. The cable car, the mine, the whole village.
You ran a mining business?
Well, but yes. I am the Baron von Sulz, entrepreneur and mining engineer in the third generation, district mayor of Truberbrook Sulz and Truberbrook Düssel, assistant secretary to the municipal council, patron of Truberbrook and the arts, well known beyond the borders of this country.
Who are these maniacs you're referring to?
The Millennium Cooperative, a multinational conglomerate of enterprises. ruthless and unscrupulous. They leave us little family businesses with next to nothing.
What do you mean they destroyed everything?
First, they stripped me of the mine. Then, more and more dubious eggheads and foreign workers started pouring into town, driving visitors away with the gigantic machines.
Please, go on.
More and more outsiders came to town. What they were actually up to in the mine, no one knows for certain. But after a few years of quick profits, they shut down the place and closed the cable car all together in one go. Just think of it. This was my life's work. They closed down the mines, drove away the people, and turned a once flourishing community into a ghost town.
These must have been difficult times for you.
I appreciate your concern.
Please excuse me. We know well enough that cats like to climb. Unfortunately, their bodies seem to be designed for climbing upwards only. Anyway, Beverly, I've spotted a gigantic red tabby in a tree, which, on closer inspection, could in fact also be more like a fox. Assistance may be required.
I'll just try luring the cat down with a mating call. Meow. Meow. No reaction. That's some sturdy, full-grown reed. Well then, good catch. What the... can opener? Soft as a feather.
it's a case for the metal restorer. I professionally disassembled this town's landmark, an old set of armor, in a fit of passion. Note to self, make another appointment with the clinical psychologist. You like this, don't you?
Claws?
Voila. There's a current again.
I'll just leave it like that. Nowhere to run from here, kitty. Oh, I think he passed out. Now I've got you. Is this by chance your cat, Claus?
Oh, my beloved Claus. Where have you been? You look exhausted, old friend.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir.
Would you mind lending me the key to the old cable car?
You've been so kind to me today. You have reunited an old man with his loyal cat. I'd have given you everything. My heritage, my stocks, my startups. Yet all you desire in your modesty is this aged key. Here you are. I can't fathom what you may want with it, but please, take it.
Good job. The cable car is good.
Now that the cable car is fixed, we need something to replace the missing gondolas. I'm sure this will take us up the mountain.
You're a funny man, Tannhauser. I like it.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Man, you're some klutz. We'll meet on top. In case you manage to find a way. See ya!
Hello? Hello? Fascinating.
Neck circumference 39 centimeters. Heart rate 66 steady. Generally neglected, yet overall stable condition. Vigilance decrement, patient somnolent. Reduced effect display. Skin pigmentation livid. Nutritional basic needs barely met. Hyperreflexia, mood agitated. Patient's condition unclear.
Where am I?
Patient has regained consciousness and appears responsive.
Excuse me, please. Could you tell me where I am?
Patient's orientation to person, space, time, and dimension remains unclear. I have to ask you a couple of questions. How are you feeling?
Ouch.
Who are you?
I'm selling these fine massage rods.
What are you doing here?
The original idea was to go on vacation.
Assuming you knew, where have you been born or assembled?
Assembled?
Have you ever had a déjà vu?
I think I've had it with you.
Have you ever had an out-of-body experience?
You are going to have an out-of-body experience in a moment, pal.
Interesting. Please remain prepared for further examinations.
Are you even listening to me?
I'm afraid we can't let you leave until we have verified your right to stay. It's for your own safety. Just knock the door loud and clearly when you feel able to undergo a few more experiments. I'll be there to pick you up. The patient's status remains unclear.
They took away all my cool gadgets and locked me up in this small room. I tried protesting, but to no avail. What have I gotten myself into? It definitely doesn't feel like a relaxing summer vacation so far. No water pressure, or clogged. A coin. It fell right out of the shower head, and right into my inventory for some cosmic reason. The benefits of capitalism. Why, of course. But where? I could use this to climb to the hatch. I need a very special tool to unscrew those very small screws.
I'll take it with me. It might come in handy should I need an improvised hat. Oh no. I'm not really going to have to replace the fuses, right? My dad always used to say, son, whatever you do, stay away from fuse boxes. There's something written on the wall. Well, thanks, I guess. I need the right combination. I'll try with this code someone left on the wall. Interesting. These seem to be the medical records.
There you are! You must be lost.
I just needed to catch a breath of fresh air.
No more lame excuses. We are going to perform the test. Now.
That slumber morale smoothie sure made me dizzy. I can see clearly now.
Come on, let's get it over with.
If you say so. Let's start with a short evaluation of your associative capabilities. A sort of warm-up, if you will. We are going to show you a series of images, and you will tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. First image?
War.
That is unexpected. Second image?
Cruelty.
Are you sure? Image number 3.
A beautiful butterfly. Have you ever been bitten by a butterfly? No, me either.
Remarkable. And we're done. Counting in the benefit of the doubt, I think you've just met the criteria to pass. Next up is self-assessment, ranging from 1, very inaccurate, to 4, very accurate. How would you rate the following statements? I often feel controlled by others.
1.
I enjoy carrying a lot of stuff with me.
1.
I don't care much about art.
Good question. I'd say a close 1.
I often get the impression that my life and the world around me is nothing but an illusion.
1. Or 2. No, 1 is good. Is 1 good?
Thank you. Next, we are going to show you a few colors. Please describe them as elaborately as possible. Let's begin. So, what do you see? Please describe this color as precisely as possible.
Exciting. Makes me want to leave everything behind and start a new life on Mars.
How do you feel about this color? Anything particular that meets the eye?
Boredom. When it's time to have dinner, but you don't even care for lunch.
Thank you. And what are your associations with this color?
Fragile. Like a butterfly in a hurricane. Now actually, a butterfly isn't really all that fragile. Its wings do quite well under most weather conditions.
Remarkable. If you had to put a name on this shape, what would it be?
Rectangle. An idea shaping an orthogonal reality, from Pythagoras to Descartes until probably the end of time.
And this one?
Triangle. Trinity. The whole idea of it. The three wide open seas. The three apostles. The three wonders of the world, and all three of the important beetles.
Thank you. That's that. Now a few questions where you have to make a decision. Would you rather have landed in Roswell or crashed on the moon?
Roswell is all right. But you know, they serve much better drinks at the secret Arctic station.
Would you rather be in the Cold War wearing short pants or in a very hot war wearing an anorak?
Are you making fun of war? Short pants, of course.
Would you rather be a lion without teeth or a gnu without legs?
At least, even as a toothless lion, I would be king of the animals.
Would you rather be the Franz Beckenbauer of rock and roll or the Elvis Presley of soccer?
Becken what? Elvis scored goals with his pelvis.
Would you rather have your sweat smelling of wet dogs or the taste of onions in your mouth for the rest of your life?
Would it smell of wet German Shepherd? Or rather, like, you know, wet Chihuahua?
Thank you. Think of your childhood. What are the first three items coming to your mind?
Dad, Aunt Lottie, Hans and ice cream.
Are you sometimes afraid of the day your true identity becomes uncovered?
Well, yes. Aren't you?
Do you sometimes feel that everything is just about to happen, while all of it has already been decided?
Yes.
Congratulations, my dear Mr. Tannhauser. You have passed the associative test with excellent results. I have no more doubts that you are a real human.
A real That's what this was all about?
I apologize for the inconvenience, but one can never be sure these days. It's our civic duty to track down and detain these aliens. They are among us. Mark my words, Mr. Tannhauser. You are free to go. Please show yourself out.
I'm a human being, of flesh and blood. And now I'm going home. Aliens? You must be out of your minds. I'll leave the key under the doormat. Where am I? Hello? Anybody there?
This way.
What is this place?
It looks abandoned. Judging by our tracks, I've almost caught up with Gretchen. Let's have at it. Debris. People keep losing helmets all the time. Beverly, I believe I found Gretchen's campsite. She probably went ahead without me.
Here we go.
Beverly, the time has come. I am stranded, trapped deep underground in some sort of god-forsaken cave. It's freezing cold. I can hardly see a thing. Whoever finds this recording, please hand the cassette tape to Miss Beverly. And now this. Hello?
I wish I could leave this godforsaken cave.
Beverly, the time has come. I am stranded, trapped deep underground in some sort of god-forsaken cave. It's freezing cold. I can hardly see a thing. Whoever finds this recording, please hand the cassette tape to Miss Beverly. And now this. Hello?
away with it. Good thing there's no monkey wrench involved in this puzzle. There you go. Water March.
Oh, you finally made it! I almost thought you'd never come. Look at you, covered in dirt. Did you stumble all the way here through the old mines?
I don't have to answer that. Anyway, you're not going to believe what just happened to me.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You gotta tell me every single detail when we have the time.
They sure have big doors around here.
It looks like they really wanted to make sure there was no trespassing.
Beverly, for a moment I thought I was a goner. Now that I've been able to escape this compromising situation, Gretchen and I are standing in front of a gigantic steel gate. I'll get back to you with more details. Please light up these symbols.
Wow, these look like Neolithic cave paintings. Who would have guessed? A group of stickmen fallen asleep around some sort of hexagon. Tannhauser, this is sensational.
Fallen asleep?
Look, this seems to have activated one of the lights on the vault door. You see that afterglow?
What do you make of this?
Weird. Tannhauser, these are ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. What are they doing here? I'm afraid I don't know too much about them. This pictogram on the left could mean door or gateway. It's followed by the symbol of death. Doesn't that spark your curiosity as well?
Interesting. Maybe these inscriptions are somehow connected to the opening mechanism. Some sort of photonic reception, perhaps.
Could you point the light in this direction?
Ah, interesting. This looks like a Latin inscription. Hang on to your head. Interpreted freely, this translates to path of no return. Hogwash, you Romans.
Did you notice that other little light turning on?
What's that over there?
You're not gonna believe this. This one roughly translates to Be gone, stranger, for all you may find here is certain death.
There, another light.
What's that over there?
Interesting. Are you thinking what I am thinking?
Is this a graffito?
Down here. In any case, it's hard to decipher.
Are you seeing that hexagon there as well?
No idea. You've got the door open already?
Now there are 5 lights. What does it mean?
We need to get that door open. Any ideas?
I've been thinking, what if it wasn't meant to keep someone out, but to keep something in?
Let's find out.
This looks promising.
This cave has obviously been visited by explorers for millennia. Isn't it strange that all of them left warnings on the wall? And whoever built this gigantic vault wanted to make sure that only a human with the right set of knowledge could open it. Maybe long after its architects ceased to exist. I assume this is why they utilized all of these different writings. They literally left the code on the wall. In case of an emergency? Remarkable.
Yes!
Let me find the light switch first.
Let's take a look around. This is exciting. Did you see that pretty large particle accelerator? Wow.
I stumbled upon an impressive model of our solar system, yet curiously, it displays our 9 planets in disorder, as if there was a disturbance in the interstellar balance. Much like an event known to the ancient Greeks as ekperosis, the catastrophic imbalance of the universe. Whether this is a foreshadowing of things to come, or the device is simply broken, I cannot say. To be honest, it's hard to say if it means anything at all. All this modern hardware must have cost a fortune. I brought back order to the universe.
Error. Memory overflow.
Hello? Anybody there?
Of course. Another locked door.
Error. Memory overflow.
64 kilobytes of main memory on isolinear chips? Good lord. Gretchen, this is the future.
Error. Memory overflow.
Seems you have a RAM module loose.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Please identify yourself.
I can't see you. Who's talking there?
My name is Barbarossa 2000. I am the guardian of the station. Please identify yourself.
I'm Hans, and I defragmented your memory.
I do not recognize you, Hans. I am only allowed to grant access to authorized personnel.
This isn't going anywhere, Tannhauser. We need brute force.
Can't you just open this door for me?
I am very sorry. I can only grant access to authorized personnel.
My name is Tannhauser. Hans Tannhauser.
I do not recognize you, Hans. I am only allowed to grant access to authorized personnel.
What kind of station is this?
The station was built by the Millennium Cooperative. I may only give this information to authorized individuals.
How do I become authorized?
Not possible. I cannot authorize you, since I do not know you.
Who constructed you?
I was developed and built by Dr. von Struck and Dr. Römmler. I am property of the Millennium Cooperative.
How long have you been here?
16 years, 304 days, and 9 hours.
Aren't you feeling lonely? All on your own down here?
I am patient by nature. My developers assured me the station was only temporarily shut down.
Let's hope they were being honest with you.
Dr. Römmler promised me we would start working again very soon. Dr. Römmler is my friend. Why would he lie to me?
People lie sometimes.
Your point is illogical. If what you said was true, how could I rely on statements made by humans?
Yes, it is perfectly logical.
Overheating in segment B23 imminent.
It's smoking.
That hit the spot.
Any chance you might consider letting me through?
I am very sorry. I can only grant access to authorized personnel. You may wait here, if you wish. I would most certainly enjoy your company, yet I may only allow passage to subjects of acquaintance.
But you do know me.
Yes, you are Hans.
Imagine the possibility of Dr. Romler never coming back, and I'd be your only friend.
Are you my friend, Hans?
Your best and only true friend.
You make me happy.
You two are adorable. Get a room.
Now that you know me, would you please let me through?
But if I let you pass, I will be alone again. Will you come back and pay me a visit?
Scout's honor.
Access granted.
It's the Saturn portal. You have no idea, do you?
What do you mean?
Quantum physicist, ridiculous.
Is that a gun?
Get off of that boy.
I can see no reason for violence here.
Hey. Is that really necessary?
You too, Bambi. Move over there.
Are you serious? After everything we've been through?
You're not gonna stand in my way. You've had your chance, Tannhauser, but you had to follow me around like a puppy dog. Now that's what you get.
But it was you that had the idea to come here.
Shut your pie hole.
Please, you don't understand. I need help.
What kind of a dog are you? A bunch of hapless maggots, that's what you are. Standing in front of the Saturn portal without any clue. You're staying here, chumps. You may as well bid farewell to this stupid clunker while you're at it. It's been getting on my nerves from the beginning.
No!
Bye-bye.
Some people are scoundrels, others are not. Yes, that's how it is.
I still can't believe Gretchen would play such a wicked game on me.
Now, this is not what I wanted either.
Who are you? And what are you doing here anyway? Hey, that was you, last night in my room.
Calm down, please. You must have a lot of questions.
You bet I do.
But first, you should try to get out of this predicament.
I assume you have a plan on how to open the door. You seem to know what you're doing. She called it a Saturn portal. What was she talking about?
It's a metaphor. Actually, it's just an ordinary quantum portal. You can travel to different realities, distant stars, and galaxies. That is where I come from.
Good lord. So all of this is real? Do you know who built the portal?
This station was built by the Millennium Cooperative. I believe something went wrong when I came out of the portal. They took me with them and abandoned the station soon afterwards. But they certainly didn't construct the portal.
Who did then?
Who knows? Probably a natural phenomenon, a geological vortex, a high-intensity meridian, a cosmic G-spot. It is ancient. There is a large network, like wormholes connecting different dimensions.
Who are you anyway?
My name is Lazarus Taft, and and I hope you'll excuse my late introduction. I'm a traveler, if you will.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Taft. Tannhauser. Let's talk about stealing my notes.
Yes, that was me. Believe me, I wouldn't have needed to if everything had gone according to my plan. I wanted to ask for your help, but then she surprised me. I know taking your journal wasn't right, and I'm sorry about it. I would have returned it, I promise.
What was it you wanted from my journal? They're really just notes. And a few doodles.
I needed it to tune into the right quantum frequency. See, I'm just an ordinary traveler. I know next to nothing about quantum mechanics. At least not enough to control this portal.
You're talking crazy talk.
This is not the best time to go into too much detail.
Okay, but what's my role in all of this?
I needed your help. You were the last piece of the puzzle. When I saw your article in Science Today, I was 100% sure you were the right guy for me, to help me get home.
And where are you from? From the other side?
See, and I know that's kind of a lot of information, but I've been stranded here for some time now. I desperately need to leave, get back home. Please don't get me wrong, I really like it here, but I need to go. If I don't, I will die. Simple as that. As you probably suspected, you winning that lottery was part of my arrangement to get you here.
Please, go on.
The problem is that you can't control the portal unless you have the right piece of technology. At home we have a device called a quantum discriminator. You can buy it at any convenience store, but I certainly don't know how to build one myself. This is why I needed your formula, your calculations, to tune in. There are dangers, though. You can disintegrate the whole planet if you aren't careful, which is what she's doing right now. Enough talk. Let's move.
This is getting boring.
We are all puppets on a string, Mr. Tannhauser. You are nothing but a pawn in my new narrative.
Did we seriously just step out of a phone booth?
We did. Wait, there is another way?
I don't have to answer that. What's it like on the other side?
Different. Hard to describe.
Just try. How does it feel? The transition, I mean.
Hans, we have no time for that right now.
Please, I need to know.
Well, you can imagine it as a rift, a junction in space-time. Your mind enters a stage of near transcendence. There are no thoughts, no words, no sounds or visions, no sense of self. And suddenly, bam, you see a myriad of possibilities exploding right in front of you.
You have to fill me in on the details later. I want to know everything.
Listen, I came to you because I see something in you. You are different. Please help me to get home. And help your people by stopping that woman. I don't think she knows of the dangers she's going to unleash. Your world is going to collapse. Everything will collapse. Just look, we need to stop her.
But how? She's insane.
We need to come up with a quantum discriminator somehow.
I don't want to be here at all.
Yet here you are. Sorry, I need to take a short rest.
We could go to my room.
That would actually be awesome. If that's cool with you.
Follow me. Okay, I went over your plans, and I think I get the idea. It's pretty mind-boggling, but it could work. We need to improvise here and there. I found some scrap metal to roughly model a frame for the device.
Let's get it started then.
I'm afraid there are a few integral components that need to be swapped in, though.
Okay, what are we looking for?
First, we need a source of energy, a very strong source. Second, a particle accelerator. That's going to be a tough nut to crack. Third, a potent coolant. The whole thing could blow up otherwise. Number 4, last but not least, an interface to control the device. Any kind of peripheral will do.
Okay, how do we begin?
The order doesn't really matter. I'll go to the village. Maybe I can find some substitutes for the missing parts.
Good, just bring them over. I'm sure I can patch them together somehow.
Let's do this.
Thank you, Hans. I'd already be dead if it wasn't for you.
Oh, you. It wasn't that bad.
You are awesome. I just wanted you to know that I'm eternally grateful to have met you. All things considered, dying may not be as bad as I always thought it might be.
Don't you say that.
Even if I don't make it, you need to stop her. Promise?
I'm beginning my search right now. How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
You don't look so good. Sorry I said that.
No, it's cool, really. I get that a lot.
So you really are from another dimension, right?
I was fleeing. I just stepped through the portal and crashed here.
Fleeing?
There were bad things happening back home. And as soon as I stumbled out of the portal, those really wicked scientists got hold of me. They sure love their tests. You really don't want to mess with them.
I think I met them too.
I escaped, went undercover, and since then, tried to find a solution to finally get home. Which is where you come into play.
This is so incredible. All my calculations, all my predictions. It's going to take years of studies to understand. I always thought parallel universes and different realities were a predictable possibility. But this, I don't even know where to begin.
Don't worry, you know it in theory.
How did you escape?
Through the door, when they weren't watching.
What were you fleeing from? In your dimension, I mean.
Someone blew up our planet. I would rather not talk about it.
How did you manage to hide all this time?
I made a small fortune playing a card game they fancy here. Doppelkopf.
With 9s or without?
Look at that. Depends. All a matter of perspective. That's not really what it's all about, though.
The old trumps.
I had never given the concept of money much of a thought before. I believed it was a rather crazy idea. But I certainly do know how to play. With that money, I went into hiding. Slowly disintegrating, trying to find a way back home.
Really? That's it? End of story? All that jazz? The money? The need to get back home? And you just went into hiding?
Sort of.
How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
Can I ask you something personal?
Yes?
Never mind. How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
Can I ask you something personal?
Yes?
With 9s or without?
Look at that. With, of course. That's not really what it's all about, though.
Cool. How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
Can I ask you something personal?
Yes?
With nines or without?
Look at that. Without, of course. That's not really what it's all about, though.
Cool. How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
Can I ask you something personal?
Yes?
What were you fleeing from?
So I would...
Are there...
The cat.
With not...
With that's
Cool. How are you holding up?
Don't worry.
Can I ask...
Yes?
Catch Karlchen or not?
Look at that. Without of that's not
Cool. How are you holding up?
Don't worry.
Can I ask you something personal?
Yes?
Single hand coming out?
Look at that. No, of course not. That's not really what it's all about, though.
Cool. How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
Can I ask you something personal?
Yes?
What were you fleeing?
Someone I would...
With nines or...
Look, without... That's not...
Cool. How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
Can I ask you something personal?
Yes?
Second doll trumps the first?
Look at that. No, of course not. That's not really what it's all about, though.
Cool. How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
Can I ask you something personal?
Yes?
With nines or without?
Look at that. Without... That's...
Cool. How are you holding up?
Don't worry.
Can I ask?
Yes?
Single hand coming out?
Look at that. Depends. All a matter of perspective. That's not really what it's all about, though.
Cool. How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
So when you were talking about the outlines of reality,
I'm not an expert, but, well, I think it's coming from the neural network making up your consciousness. It temporarily disintegrates during the experience and then suddenly reintegrates. The real world, its outlines become somewhat twisted, warped. You may feel some sort of tranquility. Now that I think of it, yes, there's a certain peaceful quality to it. And a deep realization of cosmic quality when you see yourself reflected in the universe. It is an extraordinarily distinctive sensation. You have to try it sometime.
Like, say, an insubstantial, incorporeal blackness? Somewhat energetic? Astronomical? The void?
Exactly. How do you know that?
I think I've seen it. Please, go on.
See, you humans define yourself as some kind of entity that exists inside this corporeal shell. Kind of a consciousness that is somewhat attached to this bodily mass. Where it stems from and why it's there in the first place is totally abstract to you, right? And these two eyes of yours, they define the center of your cosmos, of your perception. Yet there is so much more. You humans need to understand that there's more to the perception of the universe. It's all there. You are just incapable of seeing it. Distant stars and galaxies, sea beams, the Big Bang. All these things you're missing out on. In order to gain a higher understanding of things, the fabric of the universe, to understand the very meaning of your existence, you need to overcome that self-centered view. You have to see the whole picture. Hans, if I could just open your eyes.
You make it sound as if everything we did was wrong.
Let me put it this way. You have not experienced common people until you have heard it in the original by William Shatner.
So what do we do now?
First, we have to construct a quantum discriminator. Second, save the world. Third, save Lazarus Taft. That's me.
How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
Can I ask you something personal?
Yes?
Catch Carlchen or not?
Look at that. Without, of course. That's not really what it's all about, though.
Cool. An empty jar. Truda?
So, Professor, did you take a look-see around the area?
You could definitely say so. I wanted to return your fishing rod.
Good! Did you get a bite?
Kind of.
There is a lot going on in this lake, I can tell you, Professor. Just the other day, I caught a red herring this big. So, let me take a look for your pawned item. Ah, there you are. Here's your whistle.
Whistle?
Well, yes, your whistle.
This is not my whistle.
Not your whistle? Of course this is your whistle, you whistle.
I'm sure I'd recognize this whistle, if it were my whistle. I left you something completely different.
Right. What was it then?
My, massage rod.
Your what? I don't have no massage rod in here. As I said, here is your whistle, Mr. Tannhauser.
Thanks. Their collective weight is almost breaking the antenna. I'll have a cone of roasted almonds, please.
A cone of roasted almonds right away. There you are, sir.
Arr, beautiful here, ain't it?
Very. What's a sailorman doing out here in the sticks?
Well, I don't like water that much. I'm just so happy to be here with both of my feet on dry land.
But aren't those stereotypical sailor's clothes you were wearing?
So?
So you have a fear of water?
Aye. Thalassophobia. It all started when I was a little boy, back home, on a sweet summer's day. I was swimming in the lake when my Uncle Ulf suddenly cannonballed in. I will always remember these two massive cheeks rapidly closing in. To be honest, it's still haunting me today. I nearly drowned back then. Later I realized that was the day I developed this terrible, terrible fear of everything deeper than a puddle.
If I may ask, why did you become a sailorman if you're so scared of water?
I asked this myself many times. Well, my mother insisted that it would be best for me to face my fears. So naturally, I became a sailorman.
This is so confusing.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
What happened to your leg?
Well, that happened on my second job at the piano transportation company. I don't really want to go into details, but thanks to the mercy of a rueful instrument manufacturer, I got me this nice new leg. And due to a timely taken disability insurance, I now may enjoy a quite decent invalidity pension. Far away from the stormy sea.
That's a nice story. Or is it a sad story? That's a ticket for the raffle. This must be my lucky day. Beverly, it is widely known that Corvidae are quite sociable and intelligent beings. I recently became acquainted with no less than a swarm of these impressive singing birds. Sometimes, I wish I could be like them. If I could just fly south with them. I wonder if they would accept me as one of their own. Over here, little birdies. Whoops. I must have overfed them. The streetlight is flickering unsteadily. Typical case of light pollution.
Step right up! Every ticket's a winner, no blanks, guaranteed! Our first prize is an all-day boat ride on the Truberbrook.
See? I found a ticket.
Now look at that, you're a lucky fella. Let's see what fortune has in store for you. Are you ready? This is your prize, a can of cat food, generously provided by the Truberbrook Advertisers Association.
Oh my. Thanks, I guess.
Well, enjoy!
Baron?
Mr. Tannhauser, good to see you.
The pleasure is all mine. I saw you at the raffle, right? Did you win anything?
I won a pair of hiking boots. Take a look at me. How am I supposed to wander anywhere? You, on the other hand, Mr. Tannhauser, you look like the type to be struck by wanderlust once in a while. Oh, auf dem gelben Wagen sitzt ich beim Schwager vorn. Ja, so war das. What about you? Did you have any luck with your ticket?
I won this.
Excuse me, is that cat food by any chance? I am asking on behalf of Klaus. He loves cat food. Would you mind making a trade?
What do you have in mind?
You leave this delicious can of cat food to Klaus and me, and in return, I give you this new pair of hiking boots, size 13. What do you think?
Sounds like a perfect deal. So let's make it so.
It will be to your benefit.
Get lost, you wet blankets.
I noticed a marking on one of the rocks. A hexagon. It's the logo of the Millennium Cooperative. Beverly, I have made an astounding discovery. As it turns out, the town's only phone booth leads to some sort of secret passageway. It leads right into the Millennium Cooperative's control center.
Nice evening for a walk, isn't it?
Eerie.
There's something in the air. Can you smell it? Spruces.
Spruces, firs, pines. I was always bad at telling conifers apart.
Where spruces prickle, firs just tickle.
Fir? That's Tanne in German. Just like my name. Never thought about it.
Why? What's your name?
Tannhauser.
We'd pronounce it Tannhäuser with an umlaut. German roots?
Yes, my grandpa.
These things on the ground. We call them fir cones. As a matter of fact, though, they're actually spruce cones. Did you know that?
What do you mean, actually?
Well, fir cones come to pieces when they fall off the trees. Spruce cones stay intact. Some things. You have to see them. You're from around these parts?
No, just visiting. Getting accustomed to it, I guess.
Me neither. I come here for the beautiful view.
Smoke?
No thanks. I quit.
The climate makes me feel a lot better, that's for sure. So what are you doing up here, all on your own? Fed up with all the hurly-burly down there?
I just like traveling. Always on the road, hiking and all that.
So you're taking a break?
Oh, I lost my hiking boots. They just slipped over the railing. And now they're gone. If you ask me, we are really all in the same vast backyard. All this madness. Looking for some kind of meaning. Anything at all.
Sounds a bit like you're going through a life crisis.
Oh no. Quite the opposite is true. I gained insight. That's what I did. Insight. Exactly. That's it.
What about the locals? Do you know them?
Most of them. I'm actually visiting this place every year. Why?
You know a man called Lazarus Tuft?
Yes, I do. Fascinating man. He absolutely crushed me at Doppelkopf once. No one knows for sure where he came from and what he's doing here. Legend says he bought the old mansion in the woods off of his Doppelkopf millions. He rarely ever visits town. Hardly surprising the way folks keep talking around here. Anyway, let them talk. That's my position.
I saw you down there at the raffle.
Yes, I tried my luck.
Did you win?
Just a snuff box. Such a letdown. I've sworn off the devil's dealings. You?
I'm in possession of a pair of hiking boots. Didn't you say you lost yours?
Yes, indeed. I'd exchange anything from my inventory for a new pair of hiking boots. Would you trade with me by chance? Your hiking boots in exchange for my snuff tobacco.
Fair enough.
Oh, thank you. How nice. And they're a perfect fit too.
I've got to go.
Okay. Have a nice evening. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Finally I can make off again. I can hear the call of the wild. Farewell.
Farewell. A meteor crashed down on the other side of the lake.
Arr.
I saw you at the raffle, right? Did you win?
Arr. Just this voucher for a boat trip. Man, I hate water. You?
I won this.
Is that snuff tobacco? Oh man, I love snuff tobacco. Would you like to make a deal?
What do you have in mind?
Would you like to have the voucher in exchange? You know, the one for the boat trip on that lovely lake. That's what I got at the raffle tonight.
That's from the local boat rental.
Yes. Do you want it?
Okay, let's make it so.
All right. Deal.
Hey, sweetheart.
Good evening. How much for the swimming animals?
Oh, just pick one. This season is over, and I have a gut feeling dinosaurs will be out of fashion next year anyway. My bet is on...
Sea monsters.
maybe, yeah? Hmm?
I won this voucher in the raffle.
I know.
How can you know?
Yeah, my sister told me. She's hosting the raffle booth tonight.
Who would have thought? It doesn't look all too seaworthy. There's a leak in the bow, and the paddle wheel seems to be missing.
Hey, sweetheart.
Good evening. About the paddle boat over there? It doesn't seem particularly seaworthy.
Why? What's wrong with it?
I think it has a leak. The paddle wheel isn't in good condition either, if you ask me.
Oh my. You see, I'm afraid it's the last of its kind. Its friends are already lined up at the dry dock. Do you think you could help me fix it? I can't really leave my post right now.
I'll have a look at it. This should fix the leak. Beverly, my image of this innocent place has been tainted. I found a trash dump right in the middle of these woods, probably long established by the locals. The question arises, who would sink so low? Keep out. Packets and groceries delivery. Whistle 2 times, leave delivery on doormat, and exit the area. No advertisements. These fruits are mine to pick up.
Gotcha! This is private property, and you're obviously on my turf. This time, boy, you've chosen the wrong neighborhood.
I'm selling these fine massage rods.
Didn't you read the sign?
Are you referring to the keep out sign or the one that says no trespassing?
Very funny. You're one of them. I know. Confess.
One of them? Oh no, not again. Okay, I'll tell you once and for all, I'm not an alien. I don't care what you believe.
A what? An alien? Ha! Now you think you've been clever, don't you?
No, sir. And just in case you want me to take part in any tests, let me tell you.
You government guys are getting more and more annoying.
Wait, government guys?
I already told you guys last time. Not on my watch. Name and rank, soldier. You're with the CIA, BND, HVA, FBI, NSA. Spit it out!
I'm working for the Parks and Recreation Department of Truberbrook, the PRDT. Doesn't really roll off the tongue, I know. We're working on it. I'd like to ask you a few questions concerning pollution.
Liar! That's ridiculous! You better tell me the truth, or else... Say something!
Nice hat.
Okay, I guess you're right. The quality of your lies doesn't imply a higher intelligence at work. Quite the opposite, in fact. So, what are you doing here anyway? The truth this time, the whole story!
Well, it all began a few weeks ago, when I got this notification that said I won a trip to Europe. I was stunned, but Aunt Lottie gave her blessings. A prize like this should not be forfeited, she said. I might even be able to discover some distant relatives. Also that I deserved a break. She only wished for me to And that's how I ended up here.
Interesting story. I mean, it's ridiculous, but I'm inclined to believe you. Now, about the part with the Millennium Cooperative. I always had the impression that something wasn't quite right with them.
Well then, bye.
Feel free to visit me anytime. We can go into all the details. Name's Lessing, by the way.
Special Agent Hans Tannhauser. I'm with the FBI.
Very funny.
What do you know about the Millennium Cooperative?
I know they're a bunch of powerful people. A secret society, like the Freemasons or the Illuminati. They are directing from the shadows, globally, playing governments like puppets on strings. They surely built something fishy up there in the mountains. I always knew it.
Crikey, you must have been down the deepest depths of the rabbit hole.
Of course I have. If you look at the ancient Sumerian and Babylonian writings, you will see a pattern emerge that... Ah! You hear that hum? Stop it! Make it stop! Stop, stop, stop! It's them! They try to slowly drive me insane with their atomic radiation!
Ever heard the term Saturn portal?
Of course. In theory, the Saturn portal describes a kind of interdimensional opening. A gate to the stars, like a crossroads or a junction in space-time.
That sounds familiar. That sure sounds a lot like science fiction to me.
Well, it's all arcane theoretical physics, blending modern science with occult magic. They are trying to establish a connection to the southern pole of Saturn using Birkeland currents. Birkeland currents, ever heard of that? They flow through the Earth's magnetosphere out into the cosmos, in form of an electric plasma stream, a twisted helix, a conduit right up to Saturn.
to free the entities trapped in there. If you look at the northern pole of Saturn, you will recognize that shape, the hexagon.
What's with your squirrel?
That's Drowsy. He's me friend, sleepy fella.
I think I've heard enough. Nice talking to you.
Feel free to visit me anytime. We can go into all the details. If you stop, it's that.
That sure sounds
Well, that Berg, they float in for to.
So
the gut so again when the paper we
I think I've heard.
feel.
This should suffice for a paddle wheel. Ahoy. The woods surrounding Truberbrook emanate a dreary sense of blandness. I've rarely ever been engulfed in a more terrifying, dreadful environment. Not to mention there is a green glow spreading through the fenwoods. Interesting. Beverly, I took a paddle boat and ventured forth towards the final frontier of this region, a forlorn swamp of ancient origin. On my way, I came across the mortal shell of a lost wanderer, whether he was led astray by a wisp or fell victim to this region's mythical beast, the I can only hope to be spared of such misfortune. Let's see if he had anything on him. Only if it helps to clear his identity, of course. An old rusty key. He won't be needing these anymore. They did their job. Or did they? Beverly, I now stand right in front of the legendary Truberbrook specimen. This close, I find it all the less surprising people here have cultivated the myth of a sea monster. The meteor must have crashed somewhere around here. Oh, I'm not feeling too well. Ahoy.
Look who we've got here.
I see you're making good use of those boots.
These boots are made for walking. Thanks again.
My pleasure.
You're looking a bit pale, if I may say so. Here, have one of these. They always work for me.
Vitamin pills?
Si, claro. They get the juices flowing and make you look gorgeous. All based on herbal essences.
Thanks. I have to be going.
See you later.
You fixed the boat! How can I ever thank you?
Don't worry about it.
No, I insist. Please take this as a symbol of my appreciation.
This postcard will help me find my way around. Thanks. A hiking map of the region. The upper section has been torn off.
Step right up! Step right up! Wanna put your brains to the test?
Why not?
Wow, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I think we have a new champion. Congratulations! Here, this is your prize.
A leaden trophy. Like a trophy made out of lead.
This one's a real beauty.
Thanks.
Truda?
Hello, Professor.
I would like to ask you something.
Oh, yes. To be done.
Can you give me a description?
Should you run into him, is that why you are asking? Tall grown, beardy type, red nose, always wearing those yellow rubber boots. Why do you want to know?
I think I may have met him. I found his mortal remains out there in the mire. I'm sorry.
Are you sure?
My condolences.
Oh, Heinz. Poor old Heinz. Rest in peace. Can't say I'm really surprised. Thank you very much. I will inform the inspector immediately.
I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at home, Mr. Tenhauser.
Perfect fit. Beverly, I have unearthed the gate to a sealed crypt, the cellar of this lodge. My descent begins. This is what Professor Lidenbrock must have felt when he climbed down the Snæfellsjökull. I can hardly see a thing. Light the way, my friends. Truberbrook's finest dry yeast. It's a recipe for Bolzenschuss schnapps. Top secret. Let's see. Fruit, add malt, add yeast, season with a pinch of slumber morale, dead simple. Fire making first. I need to find a way to ignite the gas. can probably walk on water with this.
People have been secretly worshipping the slumber morel for centuries. Ahoy. Truda?
Hello, Professor.
I would like to ask you something.
Oh, yes, of course.
Got a light?
Sure thing. Here you go.
Ah, never mind. I'll be leaving then.
Make yourself at home, Mr. Tannhauser.
I can hardly see a thing. Light the way, my friends. This looks promising. Only one more ingredient. Yikes! I'm going to take a sample. For science. Whoa. That is some mean spirit. Alcohol? Never again. Wasn't I carrying some cool gadgets in my pockets earlier? What the? Wow.
God bless, what's this? Did you ever see the likes of it?
What's going on? Where are you heading?
No time to lose. Don't you see the cold front? I have to go to the weather station.
There's a weather station here?
Well, yes. Don't be silly.
What was that? This one is on you, boys.
Exactly what I need. Thanks. Enjoy the show.
End of the world. end of the world or not, I can't miss this gig. The band, they're still playing their sad song. There is no bad weather, only the wrong clothes. I wholeheartedly have to agree with the saying, Beverly. I'm standing on top of the Klumpen, apparently the highest elevation within the surrounding low mountain range. If you wanted to, you could describe the clothes that I'm wearing as perfectly unfit for the current weather conditions. After a short walk, I have reached the local weather station. In Truberbrook, up on the Klumpen top, the art of meteorology is in full swing. The current microclimatic developments in this area seem to have sparked scientific interest. Frozen stuck. Hello?
Good morning. I didn't see you at all. Please excuse the frosty welcome. Madonna Lücke. I'm with the Meteorological Society.
Tannhauser. My pleasure. So what are you doing here?
I'm observing the weather.
So anything interesting about the weather?
Well, actually I'm in Truberbrook because the weather here is so inconspicuous. Quite your statistical average weather, if you will. But this afternoon I was thunderstruck. The ordinariness has disappeared.
And now the ice is cracking under your feet?
Exactly. And I'm in a haze how that's even possible.
It's dawning on me what you're trying to say.
I see. You're slowly thawing, huh?
So what's the weather up to these days?
Just look. The weather's gone completely mad. I just can't make any sense of it. How did that go again? When thunder in September rumbles?
Winter comes, the north wall crumbles?
Come on, that's ridiculous. Okay, what about, September winds, believe me now?
We'll make creative cows go meow?
No. Come on. You seem a bit clouded.
For how long have you been out here?
In Truberbrook, you mean? The project is running for 6 months now.
I'll be leaving then.
Of course.
Pardon me, is that helium in your tank by any chance?
Exactly. To fill the weather balloons. Hey, please don't steal my helium.
Hello?
Good morning.
I don't want to rain on your parade, but could I sponge some helium off of you?
Well, helium is extremely valuable, especially up here. What exactly are you up to?
I want to use it as a coolant.
As a coolant? That would not work at all. You would need to lower its temperature until it becomes liquid.
I think it'll work out all right. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. After all, I am a physicist. So, could you spare some of your gaseous helium?
I can provide you with some of my helium if you do me a favor in return. Would you mind venturing down to the village and send a telegram to the headquarters? I can't leave here right now, by no means. No one is going to believe me, ever. I'm sitting here, year after year, nothing happens. And then, suddenly, there's a flash. Aurora Borealis in Truberbrook.
In the name of academic merits, I have to help you.
Oh, thank you so much. The guest house down in the village has a telegraph.
I'll try to remember.
Thanks a bunch, Mr.
Tannhauser.
Mr. Tannhauser. Thank you.
Truda?
Hello, Professor.
I'd like to dispatch a telegram on behalf of the meteorologist on the mountaintop to the Meteorologic Society.
Oh, yes, of course. Shoot.
Well, 07204 10433 22608 40018 18109 00030 04103.
Oh, that didn't take long for an answer. Let me read it to you. Data inconclusive. Stop. Please verify all data. Stop. Sensational. Stop.
Thank you, Truda. I will deliver the message at once. Hello?
Good morning.
Here's the answer from the headquarters. Data inconclusive. Stop. Please verify all the data. Stop. Sensation? Stop.
A sensation. Did you hear that? That is quite a sensation. Just one more thing, and you can have as much helium as you want. Here. Grab the screwdriver, check on my stations. There are 3 of them, and get me the measurings. Please, I can't leave, by no means.
Where are these stations of yours?
Well, there is one by the lake, another one in the village, near the lookout, and the 3rd is far out in the swamps.
All right.
Thanks a bunch, Mr.
Tannhauser.
Mr. Tannhauser. Thank you.
Let's see. Wind direction. Air pressure? Relative humidity? Hygrometers aren't supposed to be so close to open waters. 2 more weather stations to check on. Let's see. Wind direction, wind speed, precipitation. It's pretty windy up here. Temperature? Air pressure? Relative humidity? Only 1 weather station left to check on. I bet she doesn't come out here on a regular basis. Let's see. Wind direction, wind speed, precipitation. Temperature? Air pressure? Relative humidity? Got it. That's all I need. Let's get down to business. A space rock from outer space. Come on, be a good boy. Perfect. An important component of the quantum discriminator. Ahoy. Hello?
Good morning.
I think I've got your measurings.
Oh, that's incredible. Can you smell the Nobel Prize? I've got to take a closer look.
But...
Ah, yes! Keep the helium. Take as much as you want.
Now it's filled with gas. Perfect. Another component for the quantum discriminator. They won't be needing this anymore. Perfect. Another component for the quantum discriminator. Perfect. That's the last component of the quantum discriminator.
Thanks. Perfect. That's a good start, isn't it? 3 pieces left.
Right, another pinch of calcium.
Great idea. That's it. We're halfway through. Only 2 pieces and counting.
Core temperature at 15 million degrees Fahrenheit. Check.
That should work. Neat. Almost there. One piece to go.
Synchronized tachyon impulses. Yes, check.
Ooh, yes. I'll try with this one. That's it. Hans, we got it. The quantum discriminator.
Projectory matrix, check. Ha! It's working.
This place. Fascinating. Hello?
Hans! Over here!
Where? Lazarus! Don't leave me.
Mr. Space Pilot.
Oh, Mr. Tannhauser.
Barbarossa? I only constructed him to oversee the station when I'm out for dinner.
Remember the spruce cones.
Can you see the real world now?
What was that? Barbarossa! Barbarossa, wake up!
Ouch, that's not looking good.
We're not going to get this door opened without Barbarossa. Let's have a look at our patient. I'll try a reboot. Reset, repeat, rewind.
Didn't I suggest settling your horses?
Gretchen, please, listen to us.
You better make haste, guys, or else...
But all this gentleman wants is to get back home, through the portal.
Oh well, this thing has barely enough juice left for one more leap. And that will be mine. Sucks to be you.
We can't let you go on like this.
Can't you see? You are destroying everything around you.
Oh, I couldn't care less. As if there was anything worth preserving in this rat hole.
What's wrong with you? I never thought you could be like that.
And that's exactly where you were wrong, Bambi. You don't even have the slightest idea of the immense power this portal yields. My life's work. All these years of searching and poof, there it is. You even let me right here, you stupid oaf. Oh, let me tell you, if my mother could see me now.
Your mother?
My mother. I'm only going to fill you in so you don't have to die in ignorance. But if you still didn't get it, I'll take it slow for you. My mother built this facility. All of this is her work. She is the Millennium Corporative. I'm going to head out and find her on the other side, and you ain't gonna stop me.
I understand you, but does that justify taking the whole world with you?
We have to find another way, Gretchen.
What's in this world for me anyway? I don't care. It has brought me nothing but pain and sorrow. Where I am going, another world awaits. Many other worlds.
We can't let this happen.
Ma'am, step back from the console.
Before things get dirty.
Okay, boys. Enough is enough. I warned you. Dolores will now take navigational control.
Acknowledged, Gretchen. Navigational control on. Dolores challenge phase 1. Head her up and move her out. Power stride and ready to go.
What in Schrödinger's name was that?
Damn it! Damn it!
You mistake.
probably going to be lost in that network of worlds for all eternity.
I think she didn't really mean it that way. I feel sorry for her. There was no way around, though. Otherwise, she may have destroyed my world. Goodbye, Gretchen. Barbarossa!
That was probably too much for him.
Those circuits had it going. Thanks, Barbarossa. You were a true friend.
Scouts, honor.
Thank you, Hans, for everything. I have to go home now.
Lazarus, wait. Will we meet again?
That I cannot say. But I would like you to know there were so many timelines where our paths didn't cross. Which is why I feel particularly happy to have been a part of this one.
But I still have so many questions. This is my life, my work. It means everything to me.
I may have answers for you, but if I stay, I will die. Would you come with me?
Come with you? You mean to the great beyond? The big empty? The Netherrealm? The eternal darkness? Into the void?
Yes, I really mean it. Come along with me. That would be so fantastic. You and I traveling the galaxies. Let's journey to the stars. It will bring us oneness with the universe.
But how can I?
Just come. Don't let yourself be confined to the boundaries of your own self. Let me open your eyes. I promise it would grant you a much greater understanding of life and of the universe itself.
Please do not leave me here. Ten. How?
Will I be able to return?
That I don't know. But look around you. The human species is only focused on destroying and consuming everything. Gretchen, these scientists, the cooperative, you are better than that. We are awakened beings, Hans.
I would really like to, but there's so much left to do here. I'm sorry.
Schrödinger's name was that?
Damn it! Damn it!
You are making a huge mistake.
I feel other.
That
Thanks.
That
But I come to the but
I
I'm sorry. Beverly, something just came to a closure. I suddenly have a notion of everything being imminent. That it has all been decided already, for now and forever. I'll come
There's nothing wrong with your oil pump. Could be something with your hyperdrive engine.
Check before we took off.
Let's see. Oh, look at that. Interdimensional stone chip in your quantum leap compensator.
We are in luck. A new hyperdrive is around 29 spacebucks these days.
Just a minute. Hear that? Purring like a kitten.
Thanks, I guess. Will I ever be the same again?
Just like I told you. It's more like an upgrade.
Gretchen?
Yes, Dolores?
Is it far?
No. No, it isn't.